discussion is a recommendation for any investment and should carefully evaluate before investing. This is your Real Estate Today on News Talk 1110 WBT.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the show, Your Real Estate Today. I'm so glad to be spending this Saturday with you. It's awesome that we get this time together, and I know that during this time, you're busy, you got a lot going on, but I am thankful. I'm thankful you're with me. I'm thankful that you want to listen to what I have to say today, and we have a full show today. So I'm excited to be able to spend that time with you and talk to you about what I learned, what I've seen, and what's going on in the real estate market. You know, this March month, one of my faves, it's that time where most of the time, without the exception of a surprise, us in the Carolinas get that warm weather back. And I'm looking forward to get a little sun on my head with, some of the, I got to wear that PF 150 or whatever, because I got what my dermatologist used to say, maturity spots that appear on my head. But, that's all a part of the love that happens when you get to be gray and crotchety. But what did I learn this week? I just sitting here chatting with my buddy TJ in the studio, and we're talking about kind of what has reinvigorated my world in 2023. And to be honest with you, I want to be clear. This is coming from my perspective, and it may be right for some and it may not be right for others. I completely respect all sides of this discussion, and I could argue in either direction. However, I chose a direction and I'm going to talk about it. I am not a financial planner. I've chosen not to be. Those guys are smart and they're great at what they do. And I'm sure if you listen to the radio today, you're going to hear about 5 of them. I think there's 5 of them or so that have shows on WBT, and they are truly experts at what they do. And I know some of them, and I like them all, and I respect their skill. But I have decided that I wanted to take back control of my money. I'm at the age where I don't want political pressures on either side. I don't want economic volatility. I don't want other countries deciding what my investments are going to do. I don't want war. I don't want Chinese drones deciding what I want to do. I want nothing to determine my future except me. Now, what comes with that? Well, what comes with that is if I'm going to take on that responsibility, I have to become a student of what options are available out there. I have to really knuckle down and study the options that I want to do to deploy my funds. Now, here's the basic premise. Every dollar, from the moment it comes into my organization or me, has a job. That dollar is to work, and it is to be put to work, and it is to be put to work in such a way that it makes little children. And that's the earnings. And I'm also saying that the children of that money is to be put to work. And I believe that that has to be with every dollar. Now, where does this big change come from? It comes from an aha moment for those of us that have had tumultuous financial times in our lives, where for whatever reason, in mine, it happened to be the change in 2008 that kind of jumped up and went hooty-hoo in our world. Thankfully, we're through that time. Some others, it can be health issues. It can be divorce. It can be a death of a spouse. It can be a loss of a job. You name it, whatever it is, okay, or could be. You transition your thought process to say, if I just have this bucket of money in the bank, I'm going to be fine. Once I get this amount of money in the bank, everything's going to be okay. If I do these things and have this everything's going to be okay. Well, for some it may. But here's the realization that I've had, because I see it happening over and over again. Life is fragile. Your job is fragile. Your salary, your paycheck is fragile. Your health is fragile. You know, one kick in the bucket of that bucket of money can knock a hole in it so big that that sucker just keeps leaking. And as it's leaking, what's filling it back up? And for most of it, you know, the job and the salary has been the flow of money that has gone into the bucket. But if there's nothing external of those facts that are filling that bucket's going to go empty. And for many that I look, you know, there's a statistic out there that just floors me, that the average person has $12,000 in the bank when they retire. How in the heck do you do that? You know, that's insane. Yeah, they may own their house, and that may be where their worth is. But again, that ain't much. So when that bucket gets kicked, it's going to run down quick. So the goal is, building wealth does not especially mean that you don't have a full bucket. That's important, right? Building wealth truly means that if you lose your job, if you lose that flow of revenue, you have something to keep the bucket full. So for today's example, one of the things I truly look at is I look at what is quiet and what is less quiet, right? And what is loud. And at 62 years old, soon to be 63 in about a week, I tend to lean towards quiet, because the loud stuff, AKA the stock market, is too loud at this point in my life and drives me crazy. What's the, worst thing to do is you open up your investment account, you look at that sucker and you look at the balances and you just, you're like, oh, and then certain times you're like, ah, ha, ha. And then you're crying or happy. It's, there's not enough. No wonder we're all on antidepressant meds. We get tossed around so much, we never know what we're doing. But my wealth journey is about creating enough income that I can weather whatever hole hits my bucket. For me, it's real estate, right? Obviously, for those that have listened to me for 15 years, that's because I know it. I'm a study of it. I'm an expert at it. So the first thing is if you decide to do something like this, become a student of what that is. Understand the tax consequences, which could be good or bad. Understand the opportunity. Realize you may fail the first time. Do things that create for you opportunity and flexibility to take control. I'll give you an example. A rental house. Pretty simple example, right? It's an asset that you can use to have revenue that puts your kids through college. It's a revenue generator that can put you income coming into your checking account every month. It gives you tax opportunities. I'm not a CPA. Please consult your CPA for more information, but I had a good night's sleep last night. There are multiple tiers in real estate that can benefit you as you're building your wealth bucket and your wealth filling spigot. And that's ongoing revenue. So creating a goal of how much and how over a period of time will help you figure out how to do that. So life can change tomorrow for any of us. We can lose our paychecks, we can lose the revenue, we can lose our Social Security checks, but every day is a blessing, folks. And we know every day we have a new opportunity to learn and do some new things. So it's a longer conversation. I get that. And we're going into the first break. But just remember, if you get nothing else from this introduction, tell your money it's got a job and it better get to work. We'll be right back after the break for more of Your Real Estate Today. News Talk 1110 99.3 WBT.
That was great.